And away we go. It is the Nightcap. Right here on BearcatJournal.com. Brought to you, as always, by our good friends at Galactic Fried Chicken. Visit www.galacticfriedchicken.com. Download the app for Android, iPhone, everything Galactic. Make sure you get down to Dayton, Kentucky. Tell them to pump it up. Save yourself 15%. Another reminder that starting August 1st, Galactic will be operating Wednesday through Sunday, closed on Mondays and Tuesdays. So adjust accordingly and get your Galactic fix Wednesday through Sunday. All right, Aaron, let's get this show on the road. AAC Media Day is today.
Was today? Is it still ongoing?
Mike Oresco, I believe, is still talking.
You still have that glazed look on your eyes.
Like I've
Can we just, before we even get into what was actually talked about, I think we need to start at the very beginning. What in the ever-loving, I'm trying not to swear because I don't want us to get dinged again, but Jesus, what were they thinking throwing it on Zoom compared to everyone else? Like, we're just throwing in the towel?
Kind of, yeah. I think genuinely, if I had to guess, like they just didn't want to deal with an hour of in-person questions about the teams leaving. Like they've thrown up their hands and said, you know what, these teams are gone. We don't want to deal with it anymore. Like just go,
You know how you could have solved that issue? Made the price.
Yeah, they're not giving up. They're not giving up $30 million to $40 million or whatever they got combined for the extra time. That's
not to mention
happen.
How much money they saved in not renting out a stadium.
Well,
or a convention
most of these things
center.
aren't done in stadiums. They're done you could do it in like a hotel. You know how many hotels there are in Dallas that have ballrooms that you could have just done this in?
It was just an embarrassing look for
it was embarrassing. It was laughable. It was laughable in the grand scheme of what's going on in college football.
Yeah.
If you want to appear big time, and look, man, you want to know my low moment?
Your name being mispronounced wasn't the low moment.
I don't care. I've been called worse.
Well, I guess with a name like Aaron Smith, it doesn't happen to me very often. So
yeah, like people getting my name wrong, like I don't care. It's not a big deal to me. Like whatever, just it is what it is. When he had to read off with a straight face the incoming teams, we got Rice and North Texas and UAB, and it's just like, man. No, we don't we get it, man. Like, you're not excited about this. Nobody's excited about this. I get that it sucks.
Those teams probably are.
Sure. But you could see it in his face when he was saying it. Like he was searching for the team, like the names in his brain. Like, when you're on, 5 hours of a subathon.
I know how that feels, yeah.
And you're trying to make a valid point, and you're like, I remembered that was Mike Oresco with the 6 teams entering the American Athletic Conference. Like, I think it was just a move to nobody wants a song, like a dog and pony show about this season in the American. Like, they feel it the same as we do, I think.
I'm sure Memphis is feeling it worse than us.
SMU. Like, those two,
you got to feel bad for them. We've been there.
Yeah.
We know what it's like to be left out.
Yeah. We know what it's like to have the rug pulled out from under you.
Yeah.
And not get the invite, not get the call.
Just face and nose up against the glass, like,
don't leave. Right? Like, no, it's more like watching them leave. They're not let me in. They're like, oh, don't come back. We miss you. I didn't know I loved you, but I do.
Baby, come back.
Right. It just was so bad, man. It was so bad. And I'm trying not to be like
foot out the door.
Yeah, but I just don't care. I don't care. Like we really are going to have to go through this season and talk and Dave, we talked about this, at length on the BCJ pod today. I'm sure once the season starts, like we'll get in that rhythm. And
look, I'm still excited about the season. I truly don't care, largely because
it's not that I'm not excited about the season. It's that I'm not excited every week to have to talk about Navy and Temple and.
I don't care. I think there's plenty of things to actually talk about. We don't know what the state of this team really is. We've talked at length about how many different questions there are up and down this roster. And let's be real, Chad. I'd much rather have a season like this where you have so many question marks right now in our last season in the AAC than to have this same situation next year.
Yeah, I get that. I get that completely.
Because you can make the same argument not just for football, but also for basketball.
Yeah, you can. Basketball going into the Big 12 is going to be.
I'd much rather have the team. I'd much rather have the team right now in the state that it's in, one last run in the AAC, than before we are setting sail in the Big 12.
No, I feel that. I get that. But Dave made maybe the most striking point of it all. We feel like this now. Wait till basketball season hits when you're talking about Tulane and Tulsa and USF and
I didn't hop in on that, but I still feel like
that's because you get to do this now. You get your own show,
right? But the question that he has is this team going to be exciting? And I see no reason right now, as the team currently stands, against an AAC in conference schedule, for this team not to be exciting. I think there's every reason for this team to be exciting. And I think next year, with the guys that they have coming in at this point and the guys that they're recruiting, and I would imagine that whoever they end up pulling in the transfer portal, as there's going to be some type of influx, it's going to continue to be more of the same so long as this staff stays in place. So yeah, I think there's plenty of reasons to be excited. And I think that in my eyes, it's almost like one large preseason to get into the real season. But we get to see all of this tune up, like how excited we are, you and I, about camp and the storylines coming out of camp. It's kind of like one big long year of camp for both football and basketball. Like we're going to know, is Evan Prater the guy? Is Ben Bryant the guy? And then we're going to get to see that matched up against AAC before getting into the Big 12.
So you were excited to hear about everything from Big 12 media today?
Well, Big 12
AAC Media Day today?
I'm
already out the door. I'm already checked out.
I only watched the Luke Fickell and Trey Tucker and Jabari Taylor interviews, so I got the highlights. How many other coaches did you ask about the Cincinnati Bearcats, though, Chad?
None. Zero.
Because it's a corny thing.
I will never do that.
Like, I've been on Trace, the guy from UCF, Trace Telefo or something like that. I've been on his show for UCF and sat with those guys. But I don't know why. I'm not going to ask Gus Malzahn about, well, what do you think about the Cincinnati Bearcats that continue to trounce you guys?
Hey, Gus, have you ever met Luke Fickell? What's that like? Remember the old Chris Farley? Were you old enough for that?
I thought you were going Banana Phone from Adam Dunn.
It was kind of a mix of both. It was a little bit of a mix of both. But Chris Farley was with like Paul McCartney, and like Paul McCartney was the musical guest or whatever.
Yeah.
So he would just ask, like, and it started this whole thing where he would just like sit there and be like, "Hey, have you ever met this guy?"
Maybe that's what Adam Dunn was doing.
Like?
That seems to be right about the same.
Yeah.
Time
What's
frame.
that like? Yeah, like I don't get that. Like that's really what you're doing with your day.
Well, and it doesn't matter how much coach either doesn't like or doesn't respect Dana Holgerson if he doesn't actually, who knows? But what's he supposed to say? Like, yeah, I respect him, and like you put him in you literally put him into coach speak. He's not going to Nick Castellanos to you like, no, that's a stupid question. I'm not going to answer.
Right.
My hearing's broken. Like, I don't like him. No, that's a stupid question. Like, no,
Right.
that's not what you're going to get from Luke Fickell. He's going to give you coach speak. So you got coach speak. It's stupid and it's a waste of everybody's time.
Hey, Coach, UCF's pretty awesome, aren't they? Okay, yeah, sure. They're great. And for like 6 hours, like every half hour, you're just waiting for that one chance to have your name called, to unmute yourself, and then ask an opposing coach how awesome he thinks your team is. What kind of like validation?
It's narcissistic. It's what we've come to expect out of UCF, Chad.
Yeah, I know. The thing is, like, I get it asking like the number one guy in the league, and right now Luke Fickell's the number one coach in the league, like that.
He's literally the defending national coach of the
year, right? But they did it to the ECU coach, and I assume they just did it all day.
Like I said, I only watched Coach Luke Fickell because there's a new baby and things to do here.
I only watched Oresco and then ECU because they were in between Oresco and Luke.
And you needed to hop on a question, sure.
Yeah.
Or two, whatever you had. Yeah.
I got a couple. I asked a question to Luke. I asked a question to Trey. I think they were pretty good. Here's the good news. You know what happens on Monday?
We have uninhibited access at practice and camp.
No, nothing. It doesn't start on Monday. The 3-part Luke Fickell interview returns. The pre-camp sit down with Luke where we discuss, some hot topics around the Bearcats and college football, and then we break down every position group as we get ready to head out to higher ground.
BCJ's own little let it fly, if you will.
Yeah, I get. Luke has been kind enough to give me that time every Monday or every year right before camp starts, and this year it happens on Monday. So Monday afternoon, I will get that. I will do my best to get an episode out on this here YouTube channel on Monday night, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
That'll be fun to break down into the timestamps.
Yeah.
So we are going to be having YouTube timestamps, like to where it'll actually be segments that you can fast forward to and what have you, and it'll be broken up.
We're working on it.
Meta tagging and all that stuff. So
Aaron's learning.
Yeah.
He's starting to get good at this job. Now he's got a kid, like he's got to just step his game up a little bit.
Time to start adulting.
There's no adulting before the kid. It was childing. But now that there's an actual child, that's when you have to start adulting.
Said he's going to rear his child.
I'm going to get a PS5 and just start streaming. So,
yeah.
While you grow up, I
oh no, the video camera for the PS5 and some things are getting ordered.
Well, you don't you just need a PS5 to stream.
You need a camera if you're going to be doing. We're doing it right over here.
I have
one. Just saying. I've looked into it, and I'm not going to be going through my computer. I'm just going to be going through the console. But apparently the PS5 is the PS5 camera is the one that you have to have. It's like $60 or something. But
I'll probably just do this so that you'll get this picture of me, and then I'll just turn and talk when I need to talk.
Yeah, I don't have a TV in here yet.
Yeah.
So I'll be doing some.
You'll be in wherever the PS5 is. I got you. I'm picking up what you're putting down. All right, I'm done talking tonight.
Cool.
It's been a long night. Yeah, AAC Media Days. Thank God that's the last one.
It's the last one.
Well, there'll be a basketball one at some point in time, but for football, thank God that's the last one. I can't wait to be done with this shit.
Getting too old for this shit.
All right, that's the nightcap. He's Aaron Smith. I'm Chad Brendel. Galactic Fried Chicken is the sponsor. Bearcat Journal is the home. We'll see you next time.
See ya!